Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. So, Jay-Z and Yo Gotti in the works to buy CMG for 7.8 million because they really want to also get PRE. If you remember, back in 2018, Dolph declined the offer for the 22 mil. So keep that in mind. And so now you understand. But Keyglock is not gonna let this happen, man. He's not just gonna let Jay-Z and Yo Gotti come and try to buy PRE like that. And if Yo Gotti really selling CMG, then he's trying to make room to buy PRE. But what you got to understand is that people are not going to let that happen because they already know that Dolph owned that 100% and that they're not going to let somebody else, especially somebody who either has something to do or was just like a op with Dolph in general. So what's going to happen is that they gonna probably Keyglock is definitely gonna step up to Yo Gotti right to his face and tell him that he cannot do anything like that. And the crazy thing is this whole time we ain't heard nothing from CEO Daddy-O or nothing like that. He been very, very quiet. He hiding out just like how Black Youngster's hiding out. And the crazy thing is that you never know what Big Jook knows about Daddy-O. What did Big Jook tell to the feds when they tried to interview him and he had to say whatever he had to say to get out within a single day? Like, how do you go in for something like that and you get out within hours that other people had to do years for? And so that's why you got to understand that Big Jook, who is Yo Gotti's brother, knows a whole lot about something else that nobody knows about. And that's why CEO Daddy-O is super, super quiet right now. And that's why Black Youngster is very quiet and he's hiding out. He has not popped out in months because he's been laying low under the radar trying to work on his new thing. But he's never did no type of visual or came out to the performance for his new songs and everything with the heavy camp. He's no longer repping CMG on that. It's only stamped for heavy camp on the cover of the mixtape. So what y'all gotta realize is that whatever Big Jook said in that interview room came back and the word got to Black Youngster, the word got to Yo Gotti, the word got to Daddy-O. That's why Yo Gotti trying to sell CMG to Jay-Z so he can clear room, and then they gonna try to work with Daddy-O to buy PRE because really they was trying to get Dolph stuff because they're still salty about how he smashed Yo Gotti's baby mama and how all of this started out, because we gonna get the Yo Gotti's baby mama interview and figure out exactly what went on back then, because once you play out this whole entire movie, you gonna understand how it's been for years that they've been trying to offer Dolph all these things to get actually whatever he owns out from underneath him. Because Keyglock met with Raven. What y'all gotta understand was Raven is already working with 901 Trigger Trey, and he was trying to get a feature from Keyglock. That's where he was like, wait, 901 Trigger Trey aren't you married to Makita's Raven? And so that's when he was like, oh yeah, I can't work with you. Definitely not, because he already knows Raven from high school and how they never got along. They used to do the spitballs and everything like that in class and throw paper airplanes at each other. So he knew that they wasn't going to get along, but he knew that she liked him and they want to do a feature with him. And so they did whatever. But then once Keyglock turned them down, that's when Raven and them wanted to switch up and join the CMG side. Then you saw all the weird things playing out, like how she was really trying to run out on the phone. Man, they told her whenever she sees Dolph, especially back in July when he came to the cookie shop that one time in the summer wearing a plain t-shirt and everything like that, wearing plain jeans and just a couple of chains in the white truck. And the thing is that she ran out. They told her to film him. And that's why when he was leaving, she ran out from after him. Like, what place do you go to where after you already walked out the door, the cashier runs out and the manager runs out the door with a camera filming you behind you, and they force you to do some sort of shout out? Like, if you looked at the look on Dolph's face, man, he was very annoyed. Like, he didn't really want to do it. But because they had their cameras out and already recorded, he didn't want to say nothing disrespectful or make it look like they could chop it up and make it look like he was dissing them. And he didn't want to do that because he knows that he's just visited Memphis and that he was going to come back in November. And so that's when they were like, oh, okay, they needed, because they keep in mind, Makita's Raven always wanted to be with CMG. And so how do you know that? They used the relationship of her wanting to be with them to get her to basically be like, okay, well, anytime Dolph comes through, make sure you guys record it and film it. Whether that, and the thing is that it's the excuse that goes to where it looks good for the business and everything like that. But it don't make sense why they were chasing him out the door, running after him, behind him. How would you feel if you was walking out of a cookie shop and the people are chasing you out the door, telling you, hold on, you have to take a bite and this and that. And they're like, tell him where we at, tell him the location, and look what he's driving, and look how many chains he has on. Is your name Young Dolph? And getting him to verify all these things, because once they put it out there, they know that everybody's going to be able to see it, including Yo Gotti and Black Youngsta and moneybaggyo. And so what y'all got to understand is that how you know that the Bentley didn't drive by that last time before, because that's what when we ran everything back, you forgot about the fact that the Bentley drove by both times that Dolph was at the cookie shop. That's why they came out recording and everything, because they knew that they was in the area. So somebody got the spot right down the road from the Makitas to where they could pop out and pull up. How do you know that they didn't have like a secret little spot where they could be parked up in the Bentley at, right in that whole entire neighborhood with Pecan Lane and everything, right there by the Makitas? And then all they got to do is do a quick text or do a quick FaceTime. How you know that? Was she really filming Dolph, or was it a FaceTime to Yo Gotti when they got him to do that shout out at the white truck with the cookies? And the cookies looked like they weren't fresh that time. They looked like they were the regular ones in the display case that they would just hand to the regular customers. And so that's how he was able to quickly grab those and be back at the car before she even got her phone out and came after him, chasing him out the door. And so what y'all got to understand is that that's when they knew that they had to fix that mistake. They're like, if we want to get Dolph to be in the cookie shop long enough for people to pull up and see him, then we're going to have to tell him that we got to warm the cookies up and make them fresh in the oven. So that way he has to stand in the lobby waiting and being a sitting duck for the people to come out, because they knew last time when he came up and the new worker just handed him the regular cookies right there that were already made from the morning. They're like, no, that's way too quick, man. You can't have somebody like a lick like that, an opportunity be in here, and you just give him the cookies from this morning and then have him be leaving out the door that fast. Like, they want to be able to get everything. They want to film it all, be like, look who was here and everything. And they could use that for whatever, for connections, so that they could, people could know that oh yeah, Dolph come here all the time. Yeah, what do you want to know about or use that to get more customers through their door, just like how they making the Dolph cookies. And so what y'all got to understand is that it was a strategic move where they had to tell him that, oh, we have to make the chocolate chip and the lemon and the strawberry all separately fresh. So it's going to be a wait. And so that's why they never told you how long Dolph was actually inside of the cookie shop for. He could have been in there for 10 to 15 minutes while they were taking the dough, taking their time with it, forming it by hand, and then putting it in the oven and setting the timer to 10 minutes. And while he's in the shop, like scrolling on his phone or whatever, and then the dudes could run up. But what y'all got to understand is that they never told you how long he was in there for. So how you know that he wasn't already by the time that they even played? They never played the beginning. All you see is the aftermath of everything like that. So they never really clearly said how long everything played out in there, if he was already there overnight or if he got there just at the time that they said he did. And so that's what you got to understand, that even if he walked up in there and he waited and the cookies never came out, but then somebody came and snatched them up, that could have even been the thing. But there's a lot of different things that y'all got to understand. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment down below. I'm going to catch y'all later.